Well, what is up, everybody? Hope you can hear me and see me. If you can, let me know in the comment or the chat that you can both hear and see me. So, yeah, 2020. It is wrapping up today, and maybe for some people, it's already wrapped, depending on what part of the world you're in. Currently, we have looks like 5 people watching. So, hello, all 5 of you. I had a feeling that probably not many people would join today, just because, well, I kind of set this up kind of late. But I didn't really have much going on, so figured I'd do a live stream. So, if you are part of the stream, thank you for joining. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to talk about 2020, my 2020, and just kind of how it all began, and I'm just gonna kind of ramble. Cool. Manchester 8117 looks like all good here. Cool. Thank you for letting me know. Rista Meneses, thanks for joining. Yeah, so 2020. In the beginning of 2020, one of my goals for 2020 was to kind of focus on lighting a little bit more. And yeah, so I put a lot of energy in just kind of learning different lighting techniques, using different modifiers than just a softbox, and just kind of exploring different lighting techniques, learning a lot, learning the technical side of lights, getting over to the Curtis Judd's channel and Grip Tips and Tommy Calloway, kind of all that. And then Grip Tips also, Dave, just really knowledgeable on like modifying light too as well. So kind of try to just learn more about like the technical side of lights and all that. And then on the non-technical side of lights, like not the actual like data, but actually the use of lights and using different lighting techniques, lighting modifiers, and even using like natural light and just modifying natural light and all that stuff. So had a good time with it, and I was, really excited for the year. Obviously, like everybody, I started. I think it was in the beginning of this year, either that or it was like 5 years ago. I'm not sure, but I did some like scene recreations, just in the house, kind of before the pandemic all went down, and I was like super jazzed about it. And then the pandemic hit, and then kind of all my contracts and everything for the year had basically got canceled, and so I just kind of went back to the drawing board and tried to figure out kind of what the heck I was supposed to do for the rest of the year. But thankfully, a church back in Charleston, where I used to live earlier this year, that I'd freelanced for quite a bit, asked me to if I'd join their team on a kind of a 3 or 4 month, 5 month, I don't know how long it was, kind of contract basis, kind of essentially what it was. And so that was a huge blessing to me. So I was able to join their team, and super talented, super talented filmmakers. And yeah, so I did that, and we worked on the live stream stuff for the Sunday morning services, worked on a couple creative projects, a music video and stuff. So it was really fun. It was a really, really cool experience. And I mean, all those dudes are just super good friends of mine too. I still chat with them almost on the daily, either through IG or texting or something. And yeah, I miss those dudes. If any of y'all are watching, I love you. What's up? Miss y'all. And then so let's rewind. Back in February, my wife and I came out to snowboard with some friends in Breckenridge. First time I'd ever done it before. I'd never snowboarded before. And we just fell in love with Colorado. So we decided that we wanted to move here. And we had no idea when that would happen, especially with the pandemic. And yeah, so we kind of pumped the brakes on that. But then my wife ended up scoring a job out here in Boulder, moved out here, and yeah, kind of had to like rebuild my business here. And it's kind of difficult moving to a new city, starting up a business, knowing nobody to try to start, get clients and get work and all that stuff. Thankfully, I was able to start networking a little bit, and I've actually met a few filmmakers out here, which is super cool. Like Christian, that's Christian DaCosta, he's out here. So I've met a few filmmakers and been able to network, and I've been able to get a few jobs out here, which has been a super huge blessing. It's been really awesome to get work, network, and just meet people out here. Hopefully, when the pandemic is all over, we can, I can actually start, meeting people more face to face, and go out and get a beer or coffee or something. So if you are in the Denver area, let's meet up. Let's hang out. Let's get this. So hold on. I need to fix my key light real quick. Hold on. So one of the reasons why I wanted to live stream today is because I got a new 6x frame. But hold on. Well, let's rewind. So talking about the year, about lighting. I don't know why I just went off on this huge tangent about why I moved out to Colorado. But we're here now. We're in near Boulder, Colorado. So if any of y'all are in the area or close by-ish, hit me up. Let's meet up. But yeah, so I spent this year on just focusing more on lighting techniques, and just learning the craft of cinematography. And really, cinematography is 90% lighting, and then you have camera movement, and I mean that's like an over exaggeration. There's obviously camera movement and composition, lens choice, all that stuff goes into cinematography, but lighting is obviously a huge part of it. And if kind of my theory is you go above and beyond lighting to make a scene look extremely ordinary and normal to the human eye. And what I mean by that is if you light a scene to where it doesn't look distracting and it doesn't look like it's lit or being really sourcey, then as a cinematographer, you've done a really good job. And that's why so many people, cinematographers, filmmakers, really look up to and admire Roger Deakins, because he does such a good job of doing that. I mean, he's the master of lighting. So yeah, got a couple comments here. Comments over here. I'm not being rude. Just got to read them over here. Aristomenes, I can never pronounce that. I'm so sorry, man. The advanced lighting techniques you showed us this year were really great. Thanks so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. I've had a lot of fun kind of exploring new techniques, and techniques that I've used before that I just kind of hadn't used in a while, and it's really fun. But playing with new techniques like cove lighting has kind of been become like my new favorite if I have time and the set allows for cove lighting. Like it's amazing. But book lighting, super exciting. All that kind of stuff. I mean, even just the softbox, like the light dome on the point source lights on the aperture, or the even Nanlite, or what are the other ones? Godox, all that kind of stuff. Those obviously look really good. Hopefully, I would love to see Aperture come out with a bigger softbox for especially the 600D, which I've got over here. You could probably hear the fan noise maybe. So if you can, sorry about that. But hopefully, I would love to see a bigger softbox, maybe like one that's like 5 foot in diameter or something like that, for the 600D. Be really awesome to have that for key light and stuff like that. But even outside of, I'm just rambling on, but that's this is 2020 for you. So we're just gonna end 2020 off on a kind of a crazy note again. But yeah, so today actually, one of the reasons why so we're talking about lighting. One of the reasons why I decided to live stream today is because I got the Chimera 6x6 or 72 by 72 inch frame, and it comes with a white bounce, a black fill, or like a negative fill, and then I think a quarter grid diffusion, I think. But it's a 6x. It's just awesome. I've used them a few times. They're really awesome. I'm gonna make a video on it. I bought it with my own money, but it's my birthday money. But it's really cool. It's got bungee, kind of this bungee cable in it, and it kind of breaks down into a really small package. I think even shorter than the light dome package. So for travel, I mean, honestly, like it's a great thing to travel with because of how compact it is, and you can hold the whole thing by just a C-stand just inside of the grip head. So yeah, I'm gonna make a video about that. And there's not really much on YouTube about it, but I've rented it a few times, and it's just something I've been wanting to have. So right on. Let's see. Adam Bowen says, the videos you've been putting out have been straight fire on all fronts, bro. Just had to let you know. Adam, thank you so much. That means so much to hear from you, because you never know. Like when you make a YouTube video, like you never know if it's gonna do well or not do well. And like I feel like I touched on a lot of topics this year that just weren't very popular because it's not about a camera or like the new Apple computer or something like that. But I just, like computers, I don't know enough about to even talk about them, so I'm not even gonna pretend. So your comment means a lot to me because I put a lot of work into these YouTube videos, and you know, obviously like it seems silly, but like when a video doesn't get a lot of views, you get really discouraged, and you think, yeah, maybe I should just stop doing this. But I just like doing them, and you know, it really shows like it's my passion, and I love creating content for all of you guys out there, guys and gals out there, to watch, and it's just super awesome to hear that feedback. Aristomenes, have you worked with large umbrellas, softboxes in the 6-foot range? Do they compare to cove lighting? I love cove lighting too, but it's so cumbersome to set up for commercial shoots. Yeah, no doubt. I would say cove lighting for most instances is probably better suited for narrative work, where I feel like with a lot of the commercial shoots, at least that I've been on, there's just a lot of different shots and scenes, and a client for commercial work isn't you know, there's like a balance of time, obviously, and I just don't think cove lighting for most instances is probably the best solution for commercial work. So I do agree with you. I've not used any big soft boxes for let's see. Yeah, I haven't really used any large umbrellas or soft boxes in the 6-foot range, but I've used a lot of butterfly frames. So like 12 by and 8 by and 6 by frames. I've used those quite a bit this year, especially this year, and even bouncing light and stuff off of those. That's what I'm doing right now. I've got the 6 by, and I've got my Aperture Nova right here, just out of frame, and it's just bouncing into this 6 by frame. And yeah, so yeah, definitely different ways, different methods to use all of these different butterflies and stuff. And I prefer to use like the 8 by or 6 by frames. I would prefer to have those on set as opposed to a bigger softbox, or especially like a bigger umbrella. A softbox maybe, because you can grid them a lot easier and control spill and all that. But the 8 by and 6 by frames, they're so useful and so versatile, because you can, you know, if you're outside and doing a shot outside, you can, you know, raise that up and, you know, do fly swat or whatever, however you want to do, and you know, just diffuse light and get, you know, softer light and harsh sunlight or anything. You can't, and it's not really like an umbrella is not really the right tool for that. So with these 6 by and 8 by frames, they're just more versatile, because you can pull that inside and then use that as your key light. And you know, if you're lucky and you have, you know, a location or room where there's a white wall, you just bounce that off the white wall and then put your 6 by or whatever in front of that, and then you've got yourself a book light. So yeah, no, haven't used the umbrellas really. I've got enough for most of my stuff. I've got enough that I haven't really found the need to invest in an umbrella. And if I'm gonna rent, I'm gonna be renting, you know, bigger 8 by and stuff like that. So hope that answers your question. Kevin Reyes, what's up? How's it going, Ty? My man, Kevin. I don't know if you just saw one of my most recent video. It was a production breakdown of a recent shoot that I DP and directed, and also, if you see on my channel, basically the last 2 videos, Oh Holy Night, which is like the music video, and then the production breakdown. Well, Kevin and Griff, I'm not sure if Griff is on this chat or not, but they were both on the shoot with me, and just super psyched that they were able to join, because they're legendary in their own right. I mean, they're super talented cinematographers. So if you haven't seen that video, you can go watch that video, and then in the link you can go find or the description, you can go find links to Griff and Kevin's Instagram and Instagram. That put Instagram and YouTube, and I think that's all I put on there. Maybe Facebook, I'm not sure. But anyways, follow them, or just go click on his name in the chat. I think you can do that too, and go follow him, and then go like mob his comments and just go tell him to buy an easy rig or something, and just every video, just go tell him, just troll him like crazy and go tell him to buy an easy rig. Joshua Moser says, hi Tyler. Josh, thank you so much for joining. Hope everyone's doing well. Anybody, let me know in the comments or in the chat. Let's fire this chat up. Like, just keep it rolling, because otherwise I'm just going to ramble on about probably nothing worth your time. So let's light up this chat so we can chat more. So, but what are y'all's New Year's Eve plans for COVID? You gonna, like, I guess, rage at your house? I personally am gonna go to bed at probably 8:30 or 9, because we're gonna wake up super early and hit the mountains tomorrow, because Keystone just opened up some bowls, and they were super fun the other day until the trees, and that hurt a little bit more. Let's see, another comment. Karan Narula, I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hi Tyler, first of all, a very happy new year to you and everyone here in the chats. Now I have a question. How easy is it to pull focus using the Ursa Mini or any Blackmagic camera? It really isn't camera dependent, honestly. I mean, if you're shooting on like the 12K or 8K camera, yeah, I mean, that critical focus is much more important on those higher resolution cameras, especially with most monitors that are especially affordable these days that are only 1080p monitors, and they're, you know, even 7-inch. If I was on a bigger or higher resolution camera, I'd want to have a 4K monitor for sure. But other than that, if we're talking any Blackmagic cameras, but this applies to Blackmagic, Canon, Sony, I mean any camera that you're manually pulling focus on, and it doesn't even matter if it's the Red Komodo or the Sony FX6 or the Canon C70 or any cameras that have autofocus. Once you put a manual focus lens on, like those Leica R lenses, want so bad, Kevin, just like give them to me for my birthday, please. I love you. But if you're pulling focus on any of those cameras or any of those lenses that are manual focus, it's going to be the same story pretty much with any camera. And how is it pulling focus? It just depends on the lens and the tools that you have, and just kind of what you're shooting on and or what you're actually shooting. For me, I typically use the Tilta Nucleus Nano on the Ursa, and oh, this is dead because I left it on, Kevin. I left it on and the battery died. How about that? Yeah, I just use a Tilta Nucleus Nano only because on my Ursa, I have the LANC cable, or LANC. I'm not sure if it's pronounced that way, but it's got this little record button, so I always have it on the side of my camera. So my thumb is always right on the record button, and you know, just turn the knob to pull focus. It works most of the time. On this last shoot, it didn't work all that much, which was kind of annoying. But the record button still works, so I kept it on there, and it just wasn't worth like tearing my rig down just to take the follow focus off. But some people prefer, like Griff and Kev, they just prefer to pull focus right on the lens. So it just really depends on your style of shooting and what you prefer. But pulling focus on any manual focus camera or manual focus lens, pretty much the same story. I don't shoot at f 1.8 or 1.2 or something ridiculous like that, because of pulling focus manually is not fun, especially if you're doing it yourself and you're focusing on getting framing and pulling focus. Just don't shoot at f1.2, and it'll still look cinematic. You don't have to blur your background to the point where you can't see anything for it to look cinematic. It's more about lighting and all that. So let's see. Joshua, do you send your clients an invoice as well as a contract, or a mixture of both, if you're comfortable for sharing? Absolutely, I'd love to share that. It is always best practice to send a contract, even if it's with a friend or whatever. That's just the best advice that you can give. I've done projects where I haven't done a contract, and it worked out fine. I mean, generally most people are good people and they want to pay you, but I always err on the side of a contract, and I will typically send the contract out regardless. But weddings, I always send a contract out. But yeah, so contract, yeah, usually always just send a contract out. And then invoicing, it just depends on the client and how I want to go with getting paid and all that. Depending on the shoot, I will ask for between 30 and 50 up front. If it's a job, especially where I'm hiring crew and I've hiring out rentals and stuff like that, I'll ask for at least 30% up, maybe 50% up front, just so I can cover that. Because my goal when I hire people is to get them paid as quickly as possible. So that's typically what I do. I try to get up as much as I can up front to get my folks paid as quickly as possible. And then when the project is done, usually what I'll do is I'll just send them, a final cut with draft watermarked over it or something like that, just so that they can see it. And if they're happy with it, I just say, once final invoice has been paid, I will drop this video off to you. Now, if I have a good relationship with the client and it's a repeat client, then I'll just wait till the whole project's done and then invoice them at the end. Or sometimes the client will just say, hey, can you just write me the invoice right now? I mean, this is like talking right at the beginning of before the even shoot starts. They say, just write me an invoice right now so we can have the check cut, so then we can be good to go there. Sometimes I even use PayPal for invoicing. A lot of clients like that. You got to pay the fee, which is like 2 or 3%, but for the client, it's really easy, especially on smaller gigs where it's not a thousands and thousands of dollars budget. If it's under $4,000 or $5,000, I might send a PayPal invoice because they can just drop it on their business credit card or whatever, and it's super easy for them. And a lot of clients prefer that. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Josh. Let's see what I meant is regarding. So Karan says, what I meant is regarding the focus is that how do you operate using manual focus if you are by yourself? I am a Sony shooter, but I really want to get in the Blackmagic ecosystem, but I am so afraid of no autofocus. I would just say drop. Turn the autofocus off on your Sony camera and just start practicing with that. I use focus peaking. All the Blackmagic cameras come with it. I don't know if the Sony cameras do. I'm not sure which Sony camera you're on, but just if you have an external monitor, which I would recommend regardless, even with Blackmagic cameras. My Ursa has a tiny little monitor, which is useful for pretty much navigating the menu, and that's about it. So what I would just recommend is if you have an external monitor, just put focus peaking on, and then just start practicing with that. Now, if you have Sony lenses that are fly-by-wire, that's a little more challenging. But if you're wanting to get into the Blackmagic ecosystem, maybe just get a cheap Canon EF lens or something, or whatever lens mount system you kind of want to go with Blackmagic. EF is kind of the most useful one for Blackmagic cameras. So just get a lens that doesn't focus by wire, and just start practicing with your Sony camera, because the experience really isn't going to be any different whether you're on your Sony camera or Blackmagic. So yeah, just practice on that, and you'll see. But focus peaking is definitely your friend. And focus peaking, I mean by like it's like outlined in red or green or whatever is in focus. It's kind of got that neon green or red or whatever. But I think on like small HD monitors and some, focus peaking is like where it digitally sharpens it. So anyways, I use the like focused, I think they call it a focus assist on those monitors. So let's see here. Cubing Dorian, what's up, man? I'm filming my first paid wedding next weekend. I'm very hyped. Awesome, congratulations, man. That's awesome. Is it? I guess it's in Charleston. Super awesome. Hope it goes well. That's a lot of work. It's rewarding because it is a pretty creative project. I mean, I consider every wedding a pretty creative project, but that's awesome, man. I hope you crush it. I know you will. Strictly Media. I gotta hop off here, but Happy New Year. May you have a successful 2021. Have fun in the mountains tomorrow. Keep creating on here, man. You're helping the community out by dropping all that knowledge. Thank you so much, Strictly Media. I really appreciate you dropping by. I know it's a busy day. I'm surprised there's 16 people watching right now. I'm surprised there's that many because it's New Year's Eve. I was expecting like maybe 2. I was thinking like maybe my dad would be here or something. Or anyways, but yeah. Appreciate you dropping by. Karan, can you share your opinions on the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 4K versus the Ursa Mini? I'm assuming you're talking about the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Yeah, between the two, I mean, I think, except for the price, hands down, the Ursa is just a better camera all around. It has built-in NDs. It has XLR, dual full-size XLR with phantom power, which is really handy when you're doing interviews or running gun type stuff where you can have a lav mic and a shotgun mic run at the same time. Super handy, and you got controls and buttons on the side to navigate, to control the camera basically without even having to flip the screen open. Let's see, what else? The form factor. I prefer the heavier cameras. I shot a lot on the Canon C700 this year, it's a pretty big camera. It's kind of like an Arri Alexa big. Like it's a pretty big and heavy camera, and I just got used to that weight, and I really like that weight. And like every time I went back to my C200 before I sold it, it just kind of felt like a toy almost. So I prefer the size and weight of the Ursa. Now the Blackmagic Pocket 4K or even the 6K, the form factor has its benefits for gimbal cam usage, or if you're trying to be super discreet. Those are obviously way better to have, way better to shoot on, especially if you're in a busy street or shooting somewhere where you don't have a permit. The pocket cameras are obviously better for that, just because they're more discreet. But having internal NDs, I mean, Ursa but if you're for an A cam, Ursa hands down, and then rent a Pocket 4K or 6K. But if it's not in your budget to pick up an Ursa, the Pocket 4K is a fantastic camera. Definitely. I mean, it really is an awesome camera. I think if you were thinking about the Pocket 4K, I would personally jump up to the Pocket 6K just because the high resolution, it is more future-proofed. The highlight roll-off is much better and much smoother on the Pocket 6K, and you have an EF mount, native EF mount with a bigger sensor. So you can use the speed booster, but that was like my least favorite thing about the Pocket 4K was having to use a speed booster. So yeah, Pocket 6K, I would say. Totally answered like a different question at the end, but sweet. Well, yeah. Well, this has been fun, guys. So next year, so like if you're just joining, what I was talking about in the beginning of the stream was my goal for 2020, or one of the things I wanted to do was focus more on lighting and lighting techniques, and that's not going to end. That is a journey that I'm not wearing my wedding ring. That's a journey that cinematographers they continue on throughout their entire careers, and so I'll never stop learning about lighting and lighting techniques. I always wanted to better myself, but this year was a year that I really wanted to focus on that, and just kind of put more attention on that than I normally would. So the next like for 2021, I want to kind of focus on editing and also sound, just because those are areas where I definitely need improvement. And so yeah, I think that's what I'm going to try to focus on next year is learning more about sound. And good thing is Curtis Judd exists in this world, so just like learn all the things from him. Let's see here. I was on a budget and got the 4K and love it. Joshua says, heck yeah. I mean, it's an awesome camera. I mean, on this last shoot, we used 2 Pocket 4Ks and an Ursa, and they cut together so well. And my back hurt way more than Griff and Kevin's back hurt because they weren't running around with an Ursa rig the entire day. Let's see here. Imagine Studios, Happy New Year to you and yours and everyone else here. Keep up the great work. Your content has great value, and I really appreciate the delivery being natural and not like a personal injury lawyer. I'm going to make a video like that, like a personal injury lawyer, just because you said that. No, yeah, I kind of like wish I had a teleprompter. Not to sound like an injury lawyer, but like I feel like my videos would take way less time to shoot and all that and edit if I like wrote a script out. My last video I actually did like write like some notes down before I rolled cam, so I remembered to hit the points that I wanted to. I still didn't hit all the points because I still forgot a couple things, but that definitely helped. I probably should do that more often. I've done it in the past where I like write it down on a piece of paper and like tape it to the tripod, and that's kind of like my teleprompter. But for the most part, I just kind of like go off on a whim and just start talking, and that's usually just doesn't end well. Let's see. Manchester 8117. Not to get too techie, I saw you had a Silicon Power 512 gig as gear. I didn't see it on the Blackmagic approved page. Any issues? I'm looking for something for my Ursa Mini Pro G2. So, interesting to say it. Hold on. Tea break. I had COVID like 3 weeks ago. So I'm still like getting my taste back. Super random. Like literally the very last, like very to the end of the year, I was good, and then COVID. So it got me. Anyways, Silicon Power. It's weird. It was on the approved list for the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. I don't know if it still is, but it was at one point for, I want to say like 8-to-1 compression or something was the lowest compression you can go on it, I want to say, or maybe 5-to-1 in 6K for Blackmagic Raw. So I picked one of those up because they're really affordable cards, and I still use it. It is right here. Yep, this guy right here. Really affordable media. Definitely not suited for the Blackmagic 12K and 12K resolution, I would assume. But I use it on my Ursa Mini Pro all the time. If I'm gonna stick to 12-to-1 compression, which a lot of this stuff I'm shooting for web delivery or even like Instagram or Facebook or something. So 12-to-1 on the Ursa is plenty good. And this thing runs 12-to-1 compression, no problem. Now, that being said, if it's not on Blackmagic approved list, I won't like fully endorse it and recommend it to other people, because I don't want to be like the reason why a project gets messed up because you drop frames and you didn't realize it or something. But I've not had any problems with it, and I actually plan on probably picking up another one because they are. So I think it's like maybe $200 for a 512 card, which is pretty awesome. I mean, that's just, in 12-to-1 compression, that's, I don't remember how much time it is, but it lasts a long time. So to answer excuse me, answer your question, I've been able to use it at 12 to 1, obviously, and 12 to 1 at 120 frames per second, no problem. And then 150 frames on the 241 crop, no problem. And then 8 to 1, I think I start. It's either 8 to 1 or 5 to 1. I start running into problems at higher frame rates. I want to say that 8 to 1 it was still fine, but don't take my word for it. But for just long form content, interviews, that kind of thing, I've not run into any problems with it. So yeah, I hope that answers your question in a very, very long-winded response. Lakey, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dude, I know. I think lighting is the most difficult part of filming. Yeah, I mean, it's the most. I think it's the most fun part, honestly. I have so much fun setting up lighting and playing around with it and everything. I mean, it is the most difficult, but that's why. I think that's why it's so fun, because of the challenge, and just to make a scene look. Like I tell my clients this all the time when I bring like a bunch of gear, and they're like, "Wow, there's a lot going on here." And I mean, like especially like small businesses and stuff, like they're not filmmakers, and that's why they hire people like us to shoot their stuff. And I always tell them that, the cameras these days. I don't even get in that detail. I just say it takes a whole lot of equipment to make a scene look ordinary. So, yeah, and I think that's, if you can pull that off, it's really challenging, but at the same time, I think it's the most fun part. Like literally, I almost want to be a gaffer, because I feel like that'd just be so much fun. Let's see, Uphill Cinema, Tyler is the man. What's up, Levi? Thank you so much for joining. If you're still here. I don't know how long ago that comment was, but so Manchester 8117 says thanks. You're welcome. So what y'all doing? What's everybody else doing for New Year's? Anybody getting crazy? I didn't see anything in the comments, so I guess everyone's just kind of hanging out at home. In Colorado, we're still on. We're in Boulder County, and we're still under like a code red lockdown, which means like no restaurants, or you can't like go inside to eat anywhere at a restaurant. So to us, it's cold. I mean, it's like snowing and stuff. So that means restaurants are closed to us. So yeah, so we're just chilling, and we're just gonna make it early night. We're gonna celebrate New Year's like England time, like GMT, because like it'll be New Year's then, so might as well celebrate it then, so I can wake up nice and early and get hurt on the mountain again. Oh, cool. You're here. Sweet. You're still here. If you don't know, go to Uphill Cinema, their YouTube channel. I mean, they have a YouTube channel, but I mean, they're obviously filmmakers. Like most of us filmmakers have YouTube channels as well, but super awesome content. And he has an Ursa 12K, and I'm really jealous, and I wanna shoot on one sometime soon. So let's find some time in 2021. I don't know how or when or where, but let's find some time to get together and let's shoot something, because that'd be super fun. Imagine Studios. I use two NVMe SSD, which can deliver sustained read-write speed of 2,000 megabytes per second, way faster than regular SSD. Nice. I don't like doing the. I don't even like doing the like using these things with the Ursa or even the pocket cams. I really can't stand having other things like sticking out of the camera. I just prefer to use CFast cards. I'll even pay the extra money just to use CFast cards, so I can keep my rig as clean as possible. And when monitors and follow focus and all that stuff is on there, it's already like stresses me out having all kinds of wires and stuff. That is like one reason why I would love to own a Red, just so that there's like no wires anywhere, because like the monitor, anyways. But not gonna do that. But maybe, who knows? Oh, uphill. Let's see. Can't wait to work with you in 2021. Yeah. Heck yeah. Let's do it. Let's get this. Let's see. Karan says, thanks, Tyler. You are the best. I appreciate that. You are the best. Thank you so much for joining this stream and being part of this community. Speaking of community, you might have seen like some YouTube channels have this little like membership thing, and I'm going to be doing that as well. I have to like YouTube makes you like make a announcement video, but it's basically be like $3 a month, $10 a month, and like 25 and 50. But like really, it's just a way to like support the channel to like, you know, I think I call it like buy me a coffee or something. But like all the money, like all the membership stuff is literally just going to go back into like getting a piece of equipment to talk about on YouTube, or maybe even just buying gear to do giveaways or something like that on YouTube. So that's my dog. The mail must have gotten here. Oh, UPS is here. Sweet. I wonder what's here. So Andrew, Thomas, Clifton, sorry, this chat is like all the way on the other side of this monitor, so I gotta like reach over here to read it. I mean, would you want to go outside? We will be at the house eating some good chicken and greens and chilling. Heard that. Yeah, it's kind of cold. I mean, the cool thing, no pun intended. The cool thing here is like it's a dry cold. Like it's like it was like 28 degrees or something like that yesterday, and I was like in a short, a sweatshirt and shorts. And if it was 28 degrees back in Charleston, where I'm from, it's like also 100% humidity at the same time, and it's just a miserable time to be alive. But alive nonetheless, which is a blessing. Let's see. And I can co-sign your compliment about lighting. It's really fun. Like maybe more fun than using my camera. Like cooking versus eating, I enjoy both, but I really like to cook. Yeah, I mean, I heard that. It was super weird cooking with COVID. Like I didn't get really sick, but I lost my smell and taste, and that was like the most bizarre thing ever. It was super weird, but it's like coming back now, and I can taste pretty much everything and smell pretty much everything, and yeah. Super awesome. Like it makes me appreciate cooking more, like smelling the deliciousness that's about to be consumed. Or like we have a Traeger grill, and it's like way less exciting. I smoked a ham on the grill on Christmas Day. Couldn't smell it. It was super depressing. But word on the street was it was really good. And by word on the street, I mean my mom who came and visited and my wife. Let's see. Sometimes when I can't achieve the shot I want in my mind, and when I know it's because lighting, it's so frustrating to me. I need to learn much more OFC. I guess, of course, maybe. I'm not sure what OFC means. But Likey says that. Is it Lakey or Likey? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. No. Definitely not trying to mess your name up. But yeah, I mean it's definitely challenging. I mean I've had a lot of projects, you know, that I've for YouTube or whatever that I didn't even finish, or if it was for a client, I spent way more time grading it to make it look like the way I kind of had it in my mind. And not gonna lie, I mean, equipment definitely helps with that. I mean, that's one of the instances where gear is important with lighting, and that's why like I have this whole YouTube series on before you upgrade your camera, because there's so many more things that are sometimes more important than your camera than you think of, and lighting and modifiers and equipment and combo stands and C stands, like all that stuff plays so much more of a role into getting a clean or cinematic or whatever shot you're trying to go for, because your camera is just a little sensor in a box, and it's garbage in, garbage out. If you give it a poorly lit scene, you're gonna get a poor looking image. So Yeah. Yep. Totally agree. I mean, it's definitely frustrating, but you got to look at the silver lining. You should learn from whatever mistake you made or however the shot didn't turn out, and you're looking at it and while you're grading or editing, you can learn. Oh yeah, you know what? If I'd have done this, it'll look a lot better. And I mean, you always take, when life gives you lemons, right? When life gives you a pandemic, you learn from it and you adapt and all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, so it's frustrating, but don't be discouraged because there is a learning opportunity from that. And the next time you're in a situation like that, you'll know what to do and what not to do. Optimus Films, Red Komodo, maybe. Like if I have a good year, then possibly. But like maybe if I make it famous on YouTube, maybe, and I get like a bunch of YouTube revenue. No, in all seriousness, I'm really intrigued by the Komodo, but it's just not a priority for me right now. I actually a priority for me is a new computer because this thing's getting old, and anyways, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Let's see, uphill. I use the Angel Birds with the Ursa 12K and haven't had any issues. I'll be doing a review on that as well. Yeah, I have. I don't know where they might be in my other case, but yeah, I use Angel Bird cards too. And when I'm doing, especially low compression stuff, I got the Angel Bird, the Black Magic pack, like the combo pack, like 256 cards. And if I'm doing anything where I want to shoot in 3-to-1 or 5-to-1 compression, I definitely use those. So and those are approved. Obviously, they're like Black Magic, combo pack, whatever. So uphill, Angel Bird is a major key for memory and anything. I love them. Yeah, they're great. I mean, aren't they the Komodo ones too? And isn't what Red uses are approved for the Komodo? Can't remember. Anyways, let's see. Tommy Calloway, what's up, man? Thanks for so much for joining. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve to you as well. I hope you're having a nice day, enjoying yourself. I hope you're able to take the day off. I know you work like ridiculous amount of hours every day. If you don't know who Tommy Calloway is, first of all, he's like a legendary reviewer of lights. Like he's the lighting guy, but he also works his tail off on his other stuff. So anyways, I'll let you ask him about that because that's his business, not mine to share. But yeah, holy crap, he's a freaking workhorse. And then he still has time randomly to like shoot you a text or FaceTime. It's awesome. I'll shoot him a text or something. He'll just like straight up FaceTime me. It's awesome. You're so cool. So glad you're my friend. Uphill Cinema. Anyways. What's up? Hope you and Tyler and everyone on here have a wonderful New Year. Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. I sure hope so. I hope everybody has. I mean, the bar has been set pretty low for having a good 2021, a better year than the prior. So, but seriously, I hope everyone has an awesome 2021. I know everybody, just crushes it. Let's see. When life gives you lemons, find the guy who got tequila with his life. It's a party. Yeah, heard that. But I'll pass on the tequila. That's a bad time for me. Let's see. Cool. These comments are just coming in now. What's up? Imagine Studios. I loved your Oh Holy Night music video. Can I ask what equipment did you use for sound? That was all pre-recorded. They had pre-recorded tracks. So we just showed up and they actually had. So it's basically a music video shoot. They had a track in the beginning. They had a click track, which made it so easy to match up and post for multicam and all that stuff. So we didn't capture any audio for the music part for like there was a bunch of stuff going on that day. It wasn't just music, but we had 3 different talking head scenarios, and we just used a lav mic for that, just to keep it super run and gun. Tommy says, cheers, Uphill Cinema 2021. Lots of gear coming in for videos. Heck yeah, I cannot wait to see what you got coming out. Likey, thank you, Tyler. I'll go. Good night here, and I'll see you again in 2021. Happy New Year to you, Likey, or Likey. Sorry, I am mispronouncing your name at least half the time, or maybe even more. But yeah, have a happy New Year. Get some rest. Be safe. And I hope you absolutely crush it in 2021. Tommy, too kind. Tyler Edwards, well, you are too kind as well, my friend. Andrew, super sorry to hear you had COVID, but I'm glad you are recovering. Yeah, it really wasn't all that bad, honestly. It was like I had a dull headache and a sore throat for a couple days and lost my taste and smell, so it wasn't bad. But thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see, Neil Abbott. Where'd he go? Took all your steps in upgrading before I just purchased my Blackmagic Pocket 6K. I feel like everything is coming together for me as a filmmaker. So thank you for all that advice on your channel. Thanks so much. Oh, I appreciate it. I'm glad my content, my videos were helpful to you, and glad you got a Pocket 6K. It's a really awesome camera, and you're gonna love it. Levi, I gotta take off, guys. Taking the rest of the day off to chill with my family. Love you all. Well, thank you so much for carving out a few minutes of your day to spend with me and all of us here on this live stream. So thank you so much. Where are we? How long have we been streaming for? About. Oh, we're at an hour. Let's. I'm gonna wrap this up. I mean, it's New Year's Eve. Y'all have been so kind to even join me on this super last minute. So thank you so much, guys and gals, for joining me on this stream. Y'all are so awesome. I can't wait for 2021. Can't wait to make more content on YouTube. Hopefully, grow my business more, get more clients, all that good stuff, and take you along that journey like I've been doing this year. But with that being said, we are going to wrap this up and hopefully see you in a prosperous and a healthy and safe 2021 where we can all get back to a new normal. I don't think we'll ever get back to our old normal, but to a new normal where life is not shut down. So love every one of y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining. Andrew, have a tasty beer. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. That's so kind of you to drop that. Thank you so much. Anyways, guys, y'all mean so much to me. I can't wait for 2021. And guys, I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers. I'm at like 9,500. One of my goals for 2020 was to hit 10,000, but I got really close, but I didn't quite get there. So hopefully I can surpass that in 2021. But guys, thank you so much. Y'all have. Okay, sorry. What? Imagine, have a great day. I'm off for chemo. Hope you feel better from COVID. Dude, I'm not sure what you have. My sister had cancer. She went through chemo and all that stuff, so that is no fun. So you'll definitely be in my prayers. I hope everything goes well and you stay healthy and get better. And yeah, love you all. Thank you so much for joining, and have a happy New Year. Peace.